But he's in a tizzy. We don't know anything. So,
Tizzy.
yeah, I mean, no, this is a tizzy.
Okay.
This is tizzy. Everyone's talking about it and whatnot.
What do you think about?
All right, now. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear the sound of my voice. Put a 1 in the chat. We may have to start this thing all over again. I want to make sure you guys can hear me. Put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat. I hope you guys can hear me now. Okay. They said no sound. You got to listen. You got to hear it. Okay, good. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I do apologize for that. We had a new system set up, so I wanted to make sure that the system was doing what it was supposed to do. But what I was saying before I was rudely interrupted is that there are many people that are talking about the first day of Trump's presidency as the 47th president of the United States. Yes, he is the president of the United States, and he is the duly elected president, even though some people have issues with Donald Trump and his lead up to the second time in the Oval Office. He's still the president, and you guys can say, "Hey, he's not my president," but he's the president. It is what it is. Unfortunately for some, it didn't come out the way they expected. But we still got to talk about it. We still have to talk about it. Okay, someone said they can't hear. You can't hear? Okay. They said they can hear, they can't hear, they can hear. Okay, Connie can hear. Okay, Connie, Lily can hear. So that's good enough for me right now. So you're normally used to me talking about topics as it relates to crime stories, etc., or pretty much primary crime stories. Today, I want to talk about, and I'm going to do a lot of discussions about the things that President Trump does for the next 4 years. Or if you let him tell it, he's never leaving office. He's never leaving office. He's going to be in there forever. Well, until, obviously until that day comes. And we're going to talk about that. How did he actually get in office? Did he win fair and square? Or did he have a little help from Elon Musk? Did he have that help from Elon Musk? Or did he win fair and square? I don't know. I hope he won fair and square, but I don't know. But with that said, we still have to talk about the things that affects, in my case, my people, but American people. But I have to, even though DEI is gone, and I really wasn't a benefactor of DEI anyway. And, while there are a lot of people who have been, and it was put in place for a reason, but that is not what President Trump is trying to keep going. As he said in his inauguration speech, he pretty much said that he's doing away with anything that is outside of the two genders, male and female. That means those signs where you see male, female, and a male, female body, all that's, it'll still be male and female. And I have no issue with that. But we still have to talk about the other 100 or so executive orders he signed. One he signed kind of troubling for me was the executive order releasing the Proud Boys and the Oath Keepers. And I think the last ones were released, will be released in the next couple of days. But he has issued pardons and clemency for some of the most serious offenses. And the two serious offenses were committed by members of the Proud Boys. One received 22 years in prison that was commuted, and another received 20 years in prison that also was commuted. There were clemencies, meaning that while they are commuted with time served, they still have the felony for participating in the acts. And I think the reason why that is the case, I think they both had prior criminal records. So for him to completely give them a full pardon, he had to think about that. But he also ordered his Justice Department to dismiss all pending cases involving anyone, 1,600 people that took part in the January 6th. So the judges in the District of Columbia essentially dismissed all the cases with the request of the Department of Justice. Now, that's not going to bode well for many people, especially in light of the fact that he, Mr. President, was convicted in New York City, and he has 34 counts. He has a 34 count conviction as a felon. And some people say that don't really matter. Well, unless he's getting a pardon from the governor, because the governor of New York is the only one that can give him a pardon for those 34 felonies. Do I see that happening? That might happen within the next 4 years. He has leverage. He's the president of the United States. And Kathy Hochul, she will be up for re-election before he leaves office. So the question is, will someone from his team reach out to the governor of New York to wipe that away? And then he also has I think the case in Georgia is pretty much over. The case involving the election interference, I think that's pretty much over. However, District Attorney Fonnie Willis did file an appeal to the Supreme Court of Georgia to see whether or not she can stay on the case. But the appeals court said, no, this case has to go, it has to get out of Fulton County. It shouldn't have never been in Fulton County based on her having relations with Nathan Wade. And I think that that's probably going to be decided soon. But here's the other question. Will Trump come after Fonnie Willis once this is over with? And does he have the opportunity right now to come after Fonnie Willis? That's a big question. Will he come after Fonnie Willis for her coming after him? Because he was the hunted. Now he's in a position to do the hunting. Now the question is, will he hunt for Fonnie Willis and those that he felt worked in concert to get him prosecuted in Georgia? Will he come for the sheriff of Fulton County, Pat Labatt? Will he come for the governor, Brian Kemp? I think Brian Kemp is good. But I don't know. I think there are some players in that office of the district attorney that may have issues. I don't wish this on anyone, but President Trump can be petty at times, and his legacy is probably more important than others. At least that's what he believes. So we have to see. And I think that the incoming Justice Department, Ms. Bondi, the head of the Justice Department, Ms. Bondi, she may have been given marching orders to come after Fonnie Willis. And the FBI, incoming FBI Director, Kash Patel, he may also have received marching orders. And I don't know. I don't know why Biden didn't issue a pardon to Fonnie Willis like he did people in his family and people that were part of the Jan 6 committee. there were a lot of people that got pardons going out. Joe Biden issued a lot of pardons. Why didn't Fani petition for a pardon for herself? Why? Because she probably said, I didn't do anything wrong. Well, that may not bode well with the people that are supporting President Trump and his theory about there was lawfare involved, meaning there were people in the white prior administration that wanted him out. He may have a good argument there, but we don't know because most of the files have been destroyed. He said most of the files have been destroyed. Oh my goodness. Okay, who's checking in here? Okay, Queen Lily. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, let me say something first and foremost. I want you guys to go ahead and check out Queen Lily's platform. She's killing it right now on YouTube. She's killing it. She's racking those numbers up. She don't want me to talk about it, but I'm gonna tell you, she's kicking behind right now. I want you guys to go and check her out. She's doing her thing. So shout out to Queen Lily. She's always on the grind. And let's see, we got any new people in here tonight. Who else we got in here? Connie, I see you. I know you can hear me now, Connie. Stand by, guys. Stand by. I got an alert coming in. Stand by. So, ladies and gentlemen, there's going to be a lot happening this week, this week alone. But with that said, President Trump, got a big surprise today. He got a big surprise today, and while attending mass, and I don't think he expected to hear what came out of the bishop's mouth today, but it actually did. And I would just say that he had to know that everyone is not on board with his policies. And that is the migration of immigrants that are in the country illegally, and the elimination of any other gender. There's only two genders, but there are people taking issues with that. I don't have an issue with it. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I don't have an issue with it. I mean, that's, he's the president. This is what we want. But let's look at the video. I think this video is pretty telling. I want you guys to look at it and tell me what you think. We're gonna bring it up on screen right now.
Let me make one final plea, Mr. President. Millions have put their trust in you. And as you told the nation yesterday, you have felt the providential hand of a loving God. In the name of our God, I ask you to have mercy upon the people in our country who are scared now. There are gay, lesbian, and transgender children in Democratic, Republican, and independent families, some who fear for their lives. And the people who pick our crops and clean our office buildings, who labor in poultry farms and meat packing plants, who wash the dishes after we eat in restaurants and work the night shifts in hospitals, they may not be citizens or have the proper documentation, but the vast majority of immigrants are not criminals. I ask you to have mercy, Mr. President, on those in our communities whose children fear that their parents will be taken away, and that you help those who are fleeing war zones and persecution in their own lands to find compassion and welcome here.
Mr. President, what did you think of the sermon? didn't think it was a good service. No. Thank you very much.
So that right there, ladies and gentlemen, tells you that he's not happy. He's not happy that this bishop is second guessing his policies. And I mean, she has the First Amendment right to, he came to the services. Now, do you guys think that he would bend his position based on what was said? Do you guys think that? I don't know. I don't know if he will change his position. I just think that he has to think about everything, since he is for the people, not just the people that voted for him, but for all the people. And what impact will this have? We don't know. No one knows. We haven't seen it actually. While there's some activity as it relates to the immigration, but there may be some pushback as well. I believe there are lawsuits that have been filed already to put a halt on some of his immigration initiatives. So the question being, will he be able to achieve what the people who voted for him has asked? And we'll see. We'll see. I want to also talk about the backlash that some of our favorite hip hop artists have received. They're not the favorites anymore. I had actually had a back and forth with a well-known content creator on Instagram by the name of Mike Son, the General. He's a rap artist, but he's also someone who has participated in a lot of social justice initiatives. And he put a post up talking about Nelly's the state of Missouri decided not to prosecute Nelly for his charge he caught months ago. And some are saying that Nelly performed because he had those pending charges. Well, I said to my son that the state dropped the charges. He wasn't federally charged. And he said, not many people share your opinion. But then when you look at the comments, there were many people who shared my opinion, and I want to share it. I will have to bring that post up. I'm going to bring that post up. Someone says, a leopard never changes its spots. You might be right. You might be right. But I think that when people are entertainers, and that's what their job is, you should not expect them to take a position that is other than what they do as entertainers. Nelly is an entertainer. I would not expect Nelly to take a political stance when he hasn't done it in his entire career. I mean, Nelly's tip drill. He coined the term tip drill. And I don't know if you guys know what tip drill is, but if you do, if you don't, do your research. Now, had it been someone like my son who performed at the one of the inaugural balls, then I would say that he deserves some someone may say that he deserves some a tongue lashing of sorts, because he's walking that walk, and then once there is a check offered, he's now talking about, I'm going to participate in this inauguration. I'm going to participate in the festivities. But Nelly's not that person. Nelly's not that person that you should expect to get your direction from, per se. You want to be with someone you want to support someone who actually does this day in and day out, like my son. Now, Snoop, I kind of understand why he did it, but then I really don't I really don't understand why he did it because he essentially called people of color who supporting Trump in 2016, if they performed at any of his event, they were jigaboos. You saw what happened to Chrisette Michele. Her career is over. She was a good artist. She lived in Atlanta. She was here in Atlanta. After she performed at Trump's first inauguration ball, they canceled her. But I don't know if Snoop is going to receive this similar fate. He's getting pounded on social media, but he also has 80 million subscribers on social media. So I don't know if that's going to, move the needle too much. I mean, I won't say all of us, but there are a lot of us that have unfollowed him. A lot of us unfollowed him. Right, D, you're right. Snoop blasted. He blasted one. Now, I'm going to say this. I have friends that are part of, they're Republicans. I have friends that are Democrats. And I have friends that ran for congressional office on the Republican side. I've also had friends who ran for different offices on the Democratic side. So politics is like talking, with certain people, it's like talking religion. You have to be willing to listen and be a part of that conversation because it's not a comfortable subject. But I try to stay in the middle. I don't discuss who I voted for. I'm more conservative than not. And I think as I get older, my viewpoints have changed. From when I was younger, they have changed. Some things I'm pretty steadfast on, but other things, as the world changed, people change. The way I thought 20 years ago may not be the way I think today. And I think I can attest that could be a lot of you that are here today. The way you thought 20 years ago, you may not be the way you thought today. And now we have another president that is in office that is far different than the one who just left. So whatever he does, President Trump does now moving forward, it's on him. And I don't think people want to hear him blaming the past administration because he knew what the White House was like because he was there for 4 years and he know what he's coming into. So we just have to see. So I'm reading some comments. I'm sorry. Make sure you're hitting the like button. Make sure you are hitting the like button as you are in here. I didn't tweet this out, ladies and gentlemen, because I want to, just get you guys acclimated with my position change, so to speak, on the topics. So let's see here. So I agree with you. They call me Mo. Do they research performing for someone who is? Yeah, well, yeah, that right there. I mean, that right there is a problem when you don't do your research. And I even heard Nelly. I saw the interview that Willie D did with Nelly. And I wasn't comfortable with his answer, and I'll tell you why. Because Nelly kept explaining that he supports the troops, and if the troops can put their life on the line for a president that they may or may not agree with, then why can't he perform for the president? But the issue wasn't the military troops. The people are talking about his position in performing without doing research. Well, he didn't come in the music business to be chastised because of a party. He doesn't. We don't know. We don't know if he's devoted Republican or Democrat. He's an entertainer, and he has a new child and a new wife, and he's an entertainer. At the end of the day, this is what his job is. It's no different than I go to a boxing match, and I see someone from another party there that is supporting the boxer. I'm not going to not watch the fight because someone is supporting someone from another party. I came here to be entertained. And I don't know if it was strategic for the committee that put these inauguration events together. Was it strategic for them just to call out some of the most high-profile Black entertainers in hip hop to perform? They had to know what the backlash was for any artist performing, and I guess that wasn't a consideration for them. Like no one. I don't think no one who picked these rappers to perform from Trump's committee even gave it a second thought what the other side would have thought. But I think the people that represent these artists probably should have let them know what if scenarios, what backlash they may receive. I'm sure Snoop knew what backlash he would receive. I'm sure they all did. But I think at the end of the day, they got the bag, and that's what they were there for. That's what their job is, to entertain. So I don't know. Yeah, it was likely money, plain and simple. I agree with you, D. It was like, but again, that's their hustle. Can we knock their hustle? Let's ask the question. If you go to work and your job is you're a police officer, your job is to arrest people. If you don't make arrests, you're probably not going to have that job long. That's just what it is. So I don't know. I think people are being a little too sensitive. Now Elon Musk salute that he did it so, man. I don't want, listen. First of all, I think the Jews should be more upset with Elon Musk than I'm not upset. Like that's not my fight. And I'll be honest, that's not my fight. The Jews should be upset with what he did. But that, for me, that's not my fight. That's not my fight. Oh yeah, he did. Yeah, he did sue with conviction. Yeah, he did. But again, is that my fight? Is that really my fight? There are people in power in the Senate, in Congress, in media, in advertisement. They'll probably deal with him. He's probably taking a hit on advertisement on Twitter anyway. So they'll probably deal with him the way they see fit. So I don't know. Okay, D. Listen, hold on, D. Hold on. Let me say this. I'm not saying I don't care about what he did, but what I'm saying is I'm more concerned about things that are closely connected to my people. That issue, while it's disgusting, it hurt people, but it's not my fight right now. You got to choose your battles. Even Trump said, while he was signing his executive orders, when a reporter asked him about the Gaza, the situation happening in Gaza, he said, well, that's not our war. That's not our war. He said it. That's not our war. He also took credit with getting a ceasefire, but that's another issue. That's another issue. Children being abused, that's my fight. The children being abused, that's my fight. Cops beating Rodney King, I was a part of that fight. So, again, I know what my fight is. You choose your fight. You choose what your fight is. I know what my fight is. How about that? Hey, Lily, you know I'm coming. Listen, Lily. Lily, I'm coming on your channel tomorrow. No. All right, guys. So I just wanted to briefly talk about that. I thought it was interesting that Trump didn't know that the bishop that was given this service wasn't going to talk about what she felt might be a problem for other people. She made a passionate plea, and she wants the president to think about how he approaches his policies. We'll see. We'll see if that even gets the time of day with them. Also, ladies and gentlemen, and while he's gone already, Biden is gone, but why didn't he pardon Marilyn Mosley, the former state prosecutor in Baltimore? Why didn't he pardon her? Why didn't she receive a pardon? And I don't think she should have been prosecuted. But why didn't Kamala and Joe pardon Marilyn Mosley? Why? What happened? They know President Trump is not going to do it. Why didn't they do it? Yeah. Now, I definitely listen. I have an issue with Trump pardoning a lot of the Jan 6 individuals, especially the ones that committed major violence. I have an issue with that. I also have an issue with the mayor of New York, Eric Adams, promising Donald Trump that he would not criticize him publicly on his executive orders or his policies. Now, this is a former NYPD captain. He was also the head of the Black Guardians Association and also the Brooklyn Borough president before he became the mayor. Why would you make a promise to anyone when you're the mayor of New York that you won't criticize them for policies that may impact the citizens of New York City? I know the answer. The answer is, in my impending federal indictment, and the only person that can make that go away is Donald Trump. So did Eric Adams sell out New Yorkers? Possibly. If you're not going to challenge him on policies that will impact citizens of New York, and you went there and made a promise to him, and you said you weren't going to criticize him. What was the trade-off? What was the trade-off? I'm not saying it was a quid pro quo, but there had to be a trade-off. What did he offer you for you to consent to not blast him on his policies? We don't know. But Mayor Adams has some questions to answer to the people. Well, President Trump pardoned Mayor Adams. I think that pardon is almost certain. But did he get a pardon? Did he get a pardon? Will Donald Trump pardon Puff Daddy, Sean Puffy Combs, Diddy, the Dipster? Will that happen? I don't know. We'll know in the next days, weeks, or months to come. But I'm almost certain that Eric Adams will get a pardon. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for coming on the show. And we will see you tomorrow, same time. This is episode number 1 of the watching what the Trump administration does. With that, we're going to take it out of here. Give me a beat.